Evergreen Jean here on day 4 of Vlogmas 2023, and I am gonna talk today about a word that's the title of a car that I like. It's called Traverse. I'm starting to be into the Equinox and the Traverse, and I'm giving you a glimpse of Philly, the area where I am currently, as I talk about traversing. And I did a quick Google search for the definition of traverse, and it has to do with traveling to or through. And I think, you know what, tomorrow, that's the word I'm going to use, since it's popping out and making itself known just like that. Spark, that air freshener that's on this car right now. But in any event, getting back to my word traverse, to travel to or to travel through. And that's what I'm in the midst of right now. I'm traversing in this thing called life. And there is a particular person, her name I think is Catherine Ponder, if I'm not mistaken, who wrote a book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. I believe it was back in 1925 when she wrote the book. She was a very successful, I guess, motivational speaker along the lines of Norman Vincent Peale and people of that generation and of that ilk. But what you see at this area, at this corner, there's a Ross over here, there's a Family Dollar. That Checkers is non-existent. We're gonna pass by Popeyes. I go to this Dunkin' Donut. Oh yes, I do. I get my caramel macchiato every now and again. And there's a U-Haul over here. Seems like there's one just about everywhere. People, store, lots of things. It's a big one. That's big, like somebody's house. But traverse, to travel to or to travel through. And I think in my instance, it's more of a traveling through. Yes. Just giving you a glimpse of some of what this area where I am currently looks like. So you can see some Philly action going on. There's a cop that's passing by, a couple of them. It seems like that's a thing. When I was doing my Vlogmas yesterday, there was some police activity going towards Camden. If not yesterday, the day before, one of these days. I'm only 4 days in. But traverse, to travel to or to travel through. And I believe what I'm doing in the midst of my life right now is traveling through this time that I'm in. I'm in the time right after the sale of Mom's and Grandma and Grandpa's house. It was our house for a little while. And the brothers, my 3 brothers, wanted to sell. I wanted to keep it. It didn't happen. And I'm here in Philly because my church is local, Berlin, New Jersey. And I had no idea I was going to end up in Philly. But here I am. That wasn't even on my radar. I wasn't even thinking about Philly. But that obviously was in the plan of God. And he's built me and framed me and allowed my life situations and circumstances to be such that I believe I'm a good person for this environment. And there's an aspect of it that's tough. There's an aspect of it that's rough. But these are some good people here. That's all I see is a bunch of good people here. I don't know. I don't really know anybody from this leg of my trip here. This is my really first time getting to know Philly. I've been to Philly when we played basketball for Syracuse, and when I came one time, I believe it was with Michael, to go to Greek Fest. I believe he was selling shirts, so I believe I went with Michael. Yeah, because I know he stopped by Juice back then. He was in Jersey, so I believe it was a Greek Fest back in the 90s. I was here with SU, Syracuse University women's basketball team, when we played. I'm not even sure who we played, but we came to Philly. And that was when I was really impressed, because I didn't realize Philly was as big as it is. And I like Philly. I really like Philly. I like Dallas, but it's not like planning on making a move out to Dallas. But I'm in Philly right now, and it feels like I'll be here for some time. I believe I got an assignment, a burden of the Lord, for youth here in Philly. And I believe that he wants me to do something here. I believe I was already, in my heart, there were stirrings for that. I had gone to Kensington twice in one day. Once it didn't look like much of anything. The second time it was starting to show signs of what it has a reputation for. And I realized that it's going to take a team. It's going to take long-term concerted effort. It's not something that... Oh, by the way, this is like the first time I'm coming to the gym and back from the gym without the GPS system. I've been here long enough to get to know this part of Philly to not need the GPS. So the training wheels are off. And so I think I'll be free to move about the cabin. It feels like I've outgrown the Airbnb I'm at. But I would love an easy, smooth landing. And I pray and I trust that God has something wonderful for me in my next destination. So it's just a matter of me locking in, hearing from God, seeing where he's leading me, and going as I traverse this thing called life. And so I say to you, as you go through life, traverse. There are certain things that you're gonna need to go to, and there are some things that you're gonna need to go through. I think of a portion of scripture where it was said, I must needs go through Samaria, I believe it is. So sometimes you have to go through certain things, certain places, certain cities. And some things are unavoidable, inescapable. That's what I was thinking about when I said inescapable, and unavoidable. So, as I traverse, as I go through life on my way to and through my situations and circumstances, I'm looking at God. Jesus is directing me, and I believe everything's going to work out just fine. Bless the Lord.